Hello students, welcome back to our channel. Students, in this video we are going to study acceleration time graphs. These graphs are from class 11th physics, chapter motion in a straight line, and these graphs are very important. Let's start. So acceleration is what? Acceleration is simply the rate of change of velocity. Now if we want to see how this acceleration is changing with time, then we have to draw these acceleration time graphs. So first case is when the body is moving with a constant acceleration. So we know that if we want to see the dependence of acceleration on time, then we have to plot acceleration on y-axis and time on x-axis. Right? Because the dependent variable is always plotted on y-axis and independent variable is always plotted on x-axis. So this is the time axis and this is the acceleration axis. Now let's mark some values. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let us consider we are taking these values in standard unit. So let us say acceleration is in meter per second square and time is in seconds. So if the particle is moving with constant acceleration, so how we are going to draw the graph of this particle? If the particle is moving with constant acceleration, let us say the acceleration of the particle is 4 meter per second square. If the acceleration of the particle is 4 meter per second square, then obviously we have to draw the graph of a constant function who's having a fixed value of 4 units. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the acceleration time graph when the acceleration is 4 meter per second square. So if it has any other value, then also the shape of the graph is going to be same. Suppose if the acceleration is 5 meter per second square, then you will draw a straight line from 5, right? Because if the acceleration is constant, and this type of motion we all know is called uniformly accelerated motion. So we are making an acceleration time graph for uniformly accelerated motion. So if acceleration is constant, then if the time is 0 second, acceleration is 4 meter per second. When the time is 1 second, acceleration is again 4 meter per second square. When the time is 2 seconds, again acceleration is 4 meter per second square. When the time is 3 seconds, again acceleration is 4 meter per second square. Then obviously we are going to get this type of graph. And if we have to make the graph of retardation, then retardation is the negative acceleration. So we will make that graph in the fourth quadrant. This is acceleration in meter per second square and this is time. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let us say again the body is moving with a constant retardation of मान लो 3 meter per second square. So it has to be minus 3 meter per second square and this is the mark of 3. 1, 2, 3. So this is minus 3 meter per second square. So this is the acceleration time graph of a body moving with a constant retardation. Right? Okay. So these were the graphs of uniformly accelerated or uniformly retarded motion acceleration time graph. We will make now a graph for non-uniform acceleration when the acceleration is uniformly increasing. Obviously, if the acceleration is non-uniform, which means that the value of acceleration is changing with time. Now let us take a first case when acceleration is uniformly increasing. Acceleration is uniformly increasing. When the acceleration is uniformly increasing, we will get a graph like this. This is again time axis and this is acceleration ka axis and acceleration is uniformly increasing, so we will get a graph like this, right? If the rate of change of acceleration is more, then obviously the slope of the graph is more. If the rate of change of acceleration is less, then the slope of graph will be less. So slope of this acceleration time graph represents what? Slope of this acceleration time graph represents rate of change of acceleration with time, right? And slope of this acceleration time graph, suppose this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this angle is theta 1, and this angle is theta 2, and this whole angle is theta 3. So slope is rate of change of acceleration, rate of change of acceleration, rate of change of acceleration. That is, we can say that the slope is simply dA by dt. Slope is simply dA by dt. That is rate of change of acceleration. And in physics, this dA by dt is called jerk. This is called jerk. So if we have to find the acceleration of, if we have to find the rate of change of acceleration, that is jerk of particle 1, J1, so it will be tan theta 1. J2 will be tan theta 2, and J3 is tan theta 3, because these are the slopes of these graphs, right? And what happens when the acceleration is uniformly decreasing? Acceleration is uniformly decreasing. Acceleration is uniformly decreasing. So when the acceleration is uniformly decreasing, we will get a graph like this. Acceleration is uniformly decreasing, so we will get a graph like this, because time is increasing and the value of acceleration is decreasing. So obviously this type of graph is going to make an obtuse angle with x-axis. So slope for obtuse angles is going to be negative. Now if you find tan theta in this case, then this is going to be negative, because angle is obtuse, and for obtuse angles tan theta is going to be negative. So this is the case when the jerk is negative. This is the case when jerk is negative. So the slope represents jerk. Now we are interested in knowing the area under acceleration time graph. We want to know what is the physical quantity which is represented by the area under acceleration time graph. So area now let's make that graph again. Any one of the graphs. Now let's say we are making this graph. Acceleration is increasing with time. So if we find the area under this graph till time, suppose this one, this is time t. If we find this whole area, what is this area? What is the physical quantity that this area is representing? So what is the general funda? If we want to find that quantity which is the product of y and x, then that is going to be the area. That is going to be the area under the graph. For example, if we have velocity time graph and the product of velocity and time is displacement, so the area under velocity time graph is going to be displacement. The area is going to give us the value of displacement, right? since this is a acceleration time graph, so what is the product of acceleration and time? What is the product of acceleration and time? Acceleration is what? Acceleration is change in velocity by time. Change in velocity. Change in velocity by time. So that is acceleration is delta v by t. So what is the product of acceleration and time? Product of acceleration and time is change in velocity. So this area is going to give us change in the velocity of the body from this time. If you are taking this whole area, you can take some part of this area also. If I am taking the area from here, then this total area, this was time t1 and this was time t2. Obviously there was some velocity of this body at time t1 and there was some velocity of this body at time t2. So change in velocity of the body will be the area under the graph, right? Let us say the velocity of the body at time t2 was v1. The velocity of the body at time t2, at time t1 was v1 and at time t2 it was v2. So this area will give us v2 minus v1. This area will give us v2 minus v1. This is the general concept of the area of the graph. Now, whenever you find the area of the graph, you will just get the value of that quantity, which comes by multiplying the quantity plotted on y-axis and quantity plotted on x-axis. For example, if you are drawing a graph between force and displacement, then the area of that graph is going to give you work, because work is the product of force and displacement. That's why we are getting the value of change in velocity by the area of this graph, right? So this was everything about acceleration time graphs. I'll meet you in the next lecture. Till then, all the very best.